Alright, real quick video. This is total 3 on the daily time frame. This is the altcoins and what they're looking like. And I just wanted to do a quick update video kind of showing that we're still kind of chopping in this symmetrical that we have got going on. And we're nearly complete to the apex. We're in for kind of interesting next couple days here. They've been really tricky with it. I'm still chopping. I mean, everything still looks pretty good in here. But we're up against a green daily here, a green 2-day and a green 3-day, and I can kind of show that here. I'm still looking for this drop ultimately. I think things are still very bearish. But I do think the bulls do have a chance here because they've got some actually pretty bullish candles to actually go higher off of and make a move upward if they want to. I am short right now, but I'm very cautious. I have a stop on a lot of cryptos on top of the daily high, which is usually not the play on a green candle. Usually you want to wait for your red candle setup to short off of, but I just have a gut feeling they're going to put in a fake out red, and they're already starting to, since the close a few hours ago, they're already starting to sell down. I just think this is going to be a fake out. Everybody's going to go long and they'll start selling. But, I could be wrong. If they're going to make a move, it's going to be today tomorrow or Friday. I think if they're going to push out of this pennant and make a move back up, it's going to be in the next 2 days. Here's your 2-day. You got a pretty good size green 2-day. Pretty good size candle up off of a green, which is, for the bulls, the moving average are rolling up above the 20. You're getting a pullback down into the moving average on the 2-day, which that looks good. That's pretty bullish, So here's the 3-day. You got a lower low green candle, good sized body, but huge upper wick, which is interesting. We've already come up a lot on the new 3-day candle. We didn't break the high, but we do have a pretty good size upper wick, and right now we have a red inside 3-day candle. Both the 2 and the 3-day candle will close on Friday, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they can do before Friday at 7 o'clock. So the 8 has crossed the 10 back here, and things have been pretty tight. So I mean, the bulls have a shot here to, at least get this up, maybe to the 20. What does our weekly look like? So let's look at the weekly on total 3. So I mean, we're getting up off of a red inverse candle with the moving averages rolling down. So it's just that's the thing. When I zoom out and I look at these higher time frames, I'm like, yeah, we could get up, but like how much further? How much further are we going to get up? Like here's the 8 and the 10 right here. Could we come up to the 10, maybe overshoot a little bit and then slow back down? Here's the thing. If we are going to do that, there's only 3 days and 22 hours left on this weekly candle. Like, are we just going to have a big fat green candle against this red inverse? Like, really? Like, that just makes me think. It's like, huh. That's very rare to see. And look at our 2-week. We have an inside red continuation candle to drop off of. We've already broken the high of the previous 2-week by a little bit, and we've sold back down. So I don't know. And this closes in 3 days, 22 hours. So we got our weekly and 2-week coming up, and right now it's green. So it makes me wonder if they hold this green, they hold the weekly green. And then they try and pump it off of a green candle at least. So we'll see. But when you look at the 3-week candles, and this goes for most, cryptos out there, this is what they have. They have an inside red 3 that closes, we just got the 3-week close, this last Sunday. So this still has 17 days on it. But could we see a pump, up on cryptos within the next 17 days, get up, get up towards the 8 and the 10, and then sell back down and then set up to go lower. That very well could happen. We could see, if crypto holds up into this weekend and we get a green week or two, I do expect us to come up and test back up before coming back down. So I'll make a separate video then if that's the case. So there's a lot of things going on, and I kind of just keep going back to this symmetrical we have going. I mean, typically what happens is when you get a downtrend and then you chop into a symmetrical, once the symmetrical completes, you get another drop down. You get a second leg lower, and this would be our measured move all the way down here. So, we're fighting against conflicting time frames. So it just makes me think that, price action is about to get pretty crazy here within the next handful of days. Like, we're already pretty much complete in here. So like, the move can happen at any time. We could see a big move up, at any time now. We could see a big move down. I think the odds are that we are going to come down sooner than later, but, like I said, will we see a temporarily, relief rally upwards? I don't know. I don't think. I really don't want to see that because it's not going to look as good on the weekly time frames. Like it'll, if we can get a red setup in here, like maybe we come down a little bit and then buy back up, and then the next day we pump up and then sell down and then get like an inside red candle with the moving averages crossing back over the 20, the 8 and the 10 cross back over the 20. That would be our setup candle to dump off of. So if you can just like imagine this candle right here, if we can sell down and then buy back up and still get a red candle, then the next day we pump maybe up to our trend line and then sell down to get a big candle, lower red body, it would be an inverse candle. That could be our dump candle where we just sell hard for the next few weeks. So I wonder how they're going to do it. I mean, it's just kind of interesting. Right now we've got a green 1 and 2 week going into this Sunday that'll close at 7 o'clock on Sunday. So, I mean, we're pretty much here. Like we are at the go time where things are going to happen within probably the next week or so. If not, couple days here, we could see it up or down. I just want to make a quick video. Really, nothing has changed from the last few videos. I was hoping that, a couple days ago when I made that last video, we had the red 2 and red 3 again. They've done it twice now. I think they did it back here or something, and then they also did it here where it looked like we were set up to drop, and then they magically save it. But that's okay because we're still chopping in our symmetrical. Like we're still in here. This is just coiling, so our move should be pretty good size once we, kind of maybe complete another couple days in here and then go. And then hopefully we have a candle set up that will tell us that we're going to go. The way I'll play this is I will probably close my shorts. If this candle comes up and starts breaking the high of the previous daily, I will probably grab some long and seeing if we get a move out of here. However, if we get a red setup down here, I will probably add more to my shorts. So I'll definitely be closing my shorts once that breaks, and I've got stop losses on and everything. And this is total 3, and this is the alts. So I mean, it's a little bit different with if we just look at total crypto market cap. A little bit more messy. So the pennant, these pink lines. There's a top one. Here's a bottom one. It's very not messy. It's actually in the top trend line a few times. Like we bought up out of here and then sold back down. Then we bought up back up here. And now we're selling back down again. they're just making it all sorts of tricky. Like people are trying to go long here, and they keep selling it back into the pennant. So they're not playing nice with it. Um, so I wonder if we get a red daily tomorrow. This will be our kind of our high. Where we can put stop losses at. For whatever crypto you're in, and we could catch a huge leg down potentially, like, but very potentially, like completes down here, setup candle, drop. You know, so this is total. It's the same with Bitcoin. Let's look at stocks and stuff. Let's go down. I need to have this better organized so I can like find stuff quicker. Where's SPX? Well, here's Nasdaq. Let's just see. So we actually have a daily to drop off of. There's a red inverse candle. It's got a lower high than the previous day, but the moving averages are lined up to roll over here. Maybe a little bit soon after this move, so maybe it needs to chop a few more days and then roll over, but it does have a nice candle to drop off of. So that's Nasdaq. Let's see, what's its weekly looking like? What's the weekly looking like? Big fat green weekly, a little lower low, but the moving averages have just crossed recently. Man, this was the candle right here. It just continued downward. They just magically save it. That's just wild. This is wild. You don't typically see crap like that. This closes in 3 days, 21 hours, but kind of a, interesting candle setup. It's green right now. SPX, here it is. Same thing, but the moving averages just starting to roll over. This weekly, it says closes in 1 day, 18 hours. We made it down to a trend line I had drawn. So it makes me wonder if we close this green, maybe we get a retrace. Once the moving averages start rolling over a little bit more, we retrace up into them. We get a red weekly, and then we dump it off the next red weekly or something. This just looks like it's rolling over here, and like I've said in previous videos, like this is very sketch looking, very tired looking, very like it's about to roll over, and you can see it. Let's look at the momentum divergence, MACD. There you go. So, yeah, losing momentum to the upside. Let's look at the what's the month we got? I didn't even think I looked at this. It's dropping off a green, but both these last couple monthlies had a little bit of an upper wick, kind of equal high, close to equal high, almost a double top. But down into the moving averages. So the moving averages right now in the monthly are acting as support, but the 8 is kind of looking like it's starting to want to roll over the 10 here. It's getting close. We'll see how they close this month out. It'll kind of be a really big tell if they're going to save it or not. Kind of skeptical. 2 week red hanging man style candle. The 8 has rolled over the 10, so this looks like it's rolling over on the 2 week. What does the 3 week look like? Right there, 8 has crossed the 10 on the 3 week, kind of rolling over. Right now it's got a green with a lower low, but it's still got 15 days, 18 hours till this candle closes, so this can keep coming down if it wants to. So I don't really have a measured move on anything yet, but yeah, it kind of looks like things are rolling over, and Crypto's just been kind of chopping. It hasn't really been up, or it's just been sideways for a month now since, here's Bitcoin and here's that chop, back since, what was this, February 6th? Today's March 11th, so this is a month of time in here. And, we broke out of this symmetrical, which was just stupid. And then they sold it back down into it. We couldn't even make the bottom trend line of our symmetrical off this candle, which we really should have. And then we magically pumped back out of this, and now we're starting to sell back down into the symmetrical. This is just freaking nuts. So, we'll just see what happens here. I mean, right now it's like, you could try a long here if you wanted to, with little to no risk. If you think that this could potentially be a breakout, typically you're supposed to wait till the previous day high is broken, but this is already retraced back to the moving averages. So you could have a stop on the previous candle at, take a long at right now at the current price of 69,400, and put your stop at the low at the previous day at 68,977, and take a long and see if this low holds right here. But I'm not going to, but a very low risk play for a high reward, But the moving averages aren't exactly right. Like the 10 is above the 8 right now. So that doesn't look exactly right. I would really like to see the 8 cross above the 10, and that's just not what's happened right here to go long off of. If you get a red, that closes down here, a big fat red candle, these moving averages are going to pull down below the 20, and then that'll look like it's starting to roll back down, and that could be our dump. That could be the start of the big down leg. We're taking this basically one daily candle at a time from here on out. Like, things could happen really quick right here. I mean, right here, kind of towards the apex of this pennant, this is, March 21st. That's in 10 days at the apex. So, and I think it'll happen a lot sooner than that. Like, I think we're talking a few days here before we get a big move up or down. And I'm still leaning down. I still think they're trying to fake people out to the upside, and then they're going to put in probably a BS candle, and then hopefully, maybe we get a setup down in here in about a week, kind of at the lower trend line of our pennant to dump off of is what I'm hoping. That's what I'm really hoping for, because I'll add some big size when I see it. And I'll make call it an emergency video, like hey, like this is it, I'm in big size. But we got to see it first. I mean, they could still pump this, We'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, and then you got Friday the 13th, so that's interesting. And we'll just take it day by day until then. So that's just kind of a little quick update.